Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Mark.
And we are Nothing More. That just happened. Boom.
Hey guys, it's Front Row Joe. We made it onto the bus and Nothing More, and I'm sitting here with a couple of the guys that we found in the back lounge. Can you introduce yourselves, please?
I am Mark. I play guitar.
I'm Ben. I play drums for Nothing More.
Oh, good. I'm glad you know who we are.
Yeah, is that tonight? You got another gig after this, or?
Yeah, no, I forget where I am all the time, so it's important. I constantly tell myself.
It's been a little bit of a long road for you guys touring. You guys just came off of overseas, and now you're with a great tour package, Breaking Benjamin, Five Finger Death Punch. We actually got to see you for the first time on ShipRocked, which was awesome. How was that experience? It was the first time that you guys had been on anything like that, like a rock-themed cruise. What was the experience like for you guys?
I had a blast. I had a really good time. It was nice that we got to bring family out too. So it was a vacation. You know, you have to work a couple days, but it's just music, and it's you get to see a bunch of bands that you don't normally see. I got to punish my favorite guitar player for a while from He Is Legend. Sorry, Adam. No, it was fun.
Awesome. Yeah. So what did you take away from that? What was the highlight of that cruise for you?
It's kind of like what Mark was saying, being able to be there with my girlfriend and kind of, wade through all the awesome beaches that you stop at and everything there was pretty cool. And then getting to be around, like, there's a lot of other bands that were there that we've either played shows with, like, touring-wise, or come across at festivals, or generally just are friends of ours. And, it's just always cool to see, and we're all kind of stuck there like, oh, we're in the middle of the ocean together. Awesome. Let's hang out and have a good time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's fantastic. The floating music festival on the high seas, and you're up from 10 in the morning till whatever o'clock in the morning the next day, watching all your favorite bands or partying with them at the bar, or grabbing pizza at midnight at the buffet, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah. Did you guys see an uptick in fan following after that exposure?
I think so. ShipRocked in general is a big family, so I think we have been inducted into the family for sure, and all across the nation, since everybody's from different places, they always come out, especially on this tour, on the previous tour since January. So it's been really cool.
Awesome.
It has actually been previously. So
Yeah, I feel like it's like a big club that everyone kind of just embraces each other and understands how much their liver hurts afterwards. And yeah, and then if we all meet, everyone meets once a year, and then you just see little spots of it pop up everywhere. It's pretty cool.
So kind of a bonding through suffering type deal.
Yeah, and fun.
So again, I mentioned that we saw you for the first time live, and I know that you pay special attention to your live shows, wanting to showcase a different aspect of Nothing More than what is heard on the record. One of those things that is a testament to that is the Scorpion's Tail. Can you describe for the people that don't know what that is, exactly what the Scorpion's Tail is?
Yeah, so basically it's this weird science project that it's very pointy and sharp. But the purpose of it, at the front of the stage, it houses Jonny's drums. It's like a kick drum and then a snare, and as well as there's a big old lift that happens, and toward the end of the show, typically where we do it, it's propelled into the air, sends Jonny 15 feet up, flips over, so he's standing on it. He pulls this giant robotic arm up, and then he proceeds to basically DJ the band. So we have the guitars and bass running through some software through the computer, to where Jonny's basically like stuttering. He'll press a button and it glitches out, guitar and bass, and then he'll move a lever and it pitches me up an octave, and the other one pitches me down an octave. So it's all real time, and it's really neat. We got the idea just from this little MIDI controller that Jonny had, and it just looked like a video game controller, and it was the sounds that were happening were so neat. We wanted to incorporate it into the live show, but if this was happening, it just wouldn't look cool. So Dan exaggerated everything and welded it all together, and that's what you see now. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and you mentioned it at the end. I wanted to make sure that we focused on that too. Is this wasn't ordered out of the catalog of Sharper Image? This was a DIY project that Dan did, right?
That is correct. Yeah, we were all very nervous. I remember riding it for the first time and just being very, very scared. But he did it. He damn well did it.
Oh, it's a highlight of the show for sure. So, a lot of people now know you from this apparatus. Has that solidified in your guys' mind that some of the DIY industrial creation needs to continue, and there'll be different iterations of musical instruments that make their way on stage?
Oh, definitely. And we've been doing that kind of since day one, as you mentioned about the live show and how we like to make it different from the record, making it an experience. So Dan's already got some ideas about the future. He's not telling us yet, which is good, because sometimes we may shit on his idea basically. And we need to let him kind of come to the first draft, and then we'll kind of give critiques and thoughts and whatnot. But it's all very exciting. It's just trying to do something nobody's done before, or just make it a little different.
Yeah, it really is cool. So Ben, you're the newest member of the group. Came on in 2015, correct? Whenever you got that call, or you were considering, was there any trepidation on your part by coming into a band whose frontman was the drummer, and with that background, or was it like, hey, here's an opportunity for some great collaboration?
It was definitely, that was on my mind, but that wasn't the point of hesitation by any means. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, if anything, I could actually, which it turned out to be that way, like a cool addition to have in terms of writing or going to record. Like when we were doing the record, having someone who was a drummer who also, like, Jonny's very heavily into the production side of things, so he's able to really hear, like, that beat sounds good, but let's change out this crash cymbal. Like, it would sound better with a little darker tone here, and then maybe instead of on the every other snare, hit the cymbal over here because the panning sounds really cool. Like, he's able to view it from a behind the console aspect, but give me, like, kind of guiding notes along the way that as I'm playing it, stuff that's it's a little trickier to pay attention to. But in the past, I've worked with some other people where if they're not drummers, they'll tell you to do something that you can't do unless you have like 4 arms. So it's nice to have someone who's able to he speaks my language, so to speak, and then right back at him too. Like, we bounced a lot of stuff off each other, and he's an awesome dude to work with for sure.
Excellent. And I guess it's double love for you. Drummers, sometimes they don't get their due, and so now that having 2 in the band, you feel a little bit more love.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not when I'm playing drums and no one can hear each other talk. I feel like every other drummer can understand that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the name of this gig is That Just Happened, and we named it. Yeah, we named it after those epic moments where you make it backstage, or you do an interview on the bus with the guys from Nothing More, something like that, right? So, in your long and storied career so far, what is a That Just Happened, like, holy shit, I cannot believe that just happened moment that sticks out in your mind?
That's a good question. There are definitely lots of those moments. It's always hard to think of it on the spot. Personally, I was just thinking, but we were, I think it was 30,000 people at Rock'em Ring, Rock'em Park this summer over in Germany, and golly, this was so embarrassing for me. First 30 seconds, like, coming out, like, brah, we're doing the intro, Johnny's on drums, Ben's slamming it. I come out, like, right before the first note, like, I spun around and slipped and I fell on my guitar, and it was just so embarrassing, and got up, my wireless cord came out, and so I was like getting it back in. I like missed some notes and still trying to, like, do it, and it was a total fail.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, that just happened.
Understood. What about you, Ben?
Wait, is this that just happened like a good or bad way?
It could go either way. He took it the fail route. You go the win route.
Oh, just like moments or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of funny. So a bit of backstory. Just like growing up and whatever. I mean, I was always a fan of the band, but never got super into them. But I was like, grew up knowing these guys as like just this huge band, Chevelle. So, I was middle school, early high school, whatever. It's like, man, these guys, huge, awesome band. But cut to, we were doing this Disturbed tour that Chevelle was on, and my girlfriend was out with me at the time, and she's a big Chevelle fan. And we're back there, and the singer was just like, "Yeah, man, we got some pizza. Just let's come get some pizza on the bus." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'm hungry." I didn't really think twice about it. We go on the bus, and it was during the last election cycle, so we're just eating pizza and talking about politics for like an hour with the three of them there and some of the other crew guys, my girlfriend, and I kind of stopped and looked around like, we're hanging out with this whole band talking about politics, eating pizza. I did not think this was going to happen. This is pretty interesting. I don't know. It's one of those like snapshot moments where you kind of, it's just the last place I would have thought I would be way back when. So I don't know, just stuff like that that's very peculiar. That's like, I just all right, this is cool.
Yeah, both of those are great examples for sure. Those are that just happened moments.
Yeah.
So we talked about a little bit that you came back from being overseas after you wrap up with Breaking Benjamin, or is it the same tour package that you're going overseas again? You're touring till middle of December, correct?
Yeah, it's pretty much through the end of the year. Yeah.
And so what's on tap after that? What's next for Nothing More?
There's a certain festival that goes out in the ocean that I know we can't really say anything, that I don't know if we're on or not. Wink, wink, wink. So yeah, on a boat.
It kind of narrows it down a little bit, but we'll play dumb.
Yeah.
So after that, is there any other plans? You just kind of taking it as it comes?
Yeah. There are plans. We'll probably do one more kind of big headline tour, I think, before we go back into the studio. Probably, I think, like February, March, something like that, and then April go to Europe one more time, do another headline run, and then I think wrap things up and go back into writing mode. Hopefully take a few months off and just kind of let everybody decompress. But yeah, currently I'm excited to go back to Europe actually in October with Bullet for My Valentine of Mice and Men. So that'll be cool. It'll be fun to do a tour with of Mice and Men. We've known those guys for a while, but we've never been able to like really hang out with them, and they're all really good dudes. So
Gotcha.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, awesome. And you're hitting that first date in October in Germany. You excited about that Oktoberfest?
Yeah. Weather should be good. I don't know, so it's just fun going over there. Like, it's a good, feel-good environment. Like, the fans that come out to those shows are just big music lovers and everything. And it's always a trip for us, too, when you travel such a long distance and show up, and just anyone that's there that happens to, singing along the song, it's like, no way, this is really cool.
Yeah. That is cool. Well, guys, I appreciate it again. Mark, Ben, it's been a pleasure. And, man, looking forward to the show tonight. Right on, guys. Hey, in the back of the bus with Nothing More, that just happened.